So just that whole aspect of the larger swing, drawing the shoulders apart, the smaller swing, letting the shoulders be drawn down. I'd like to just put in an extra movement before we go on to our usual warming up exercises, which is that metal movement. You remember the movement where you make yourself small and you make yourself big. And that heavy, thick air that's very muggy and humid needs the lungs to be flexible, to be able to open up nicely. So we'll just do that movement. The feet a little wider than shoulder width. Not too wide, but it's that extra little width that when you're pushing against those imaginary walls, you can drop down, you can let your knees bend a little, and it gives you more power. Really allows the whole body to expand a little bit more. That's good. So, before we start moving, always connecting with the earth, feeling the floor beneath your feet, that lovely sense of trust that the floor is reliable, that lightness that the puppet string gives us, and breathing gently in and out through the nose and the belly. The chest will move, and this exercise takes our energy up to the chest. Just starting with the breath in the belly, always reminding the body where the storehouse is, where that in-breath needs to take its energy. So, hands come out to either side. I'm sufficiently far away from that side wall. I don't need to change position, but if you find your fingers are tickling something or a bit too close to Great Aunt Ada's Ming vase, just adjust your position so you're not going to knock anything off. Now, see if you can really let the fingers be drawn out to the horizon either side, so you're creating even more space between the shoulder blades. That's it. Lovely. Thumbs fold across the palm of each hand, fingers close over the first joint of the thumb, so the knuckle of the thumb sticks out. Take a deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, those hands come forwards. One arm crosses the other, doesn't matter which. You make yourself small, tiny, insignificant. And then breathe in as the elbows pull the arms back. Keep the fist close into the chest. And only when the elbows can't go any further do they drop and the fists open. And that image of your hands resting against walls in a small room. Don't hold it for too long. It can be a little bit worrying, but you have the power to make that space bigger. You're pushing against those walls, pushing, 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 creating as much space as you need. Hold the stretch, breathe in, fist, breathe out. If you can remember, let the opposite arm go on top, but don't worry. Small, tiny, contracted. Breathe in, keep the fists close into the chest, the elbows pull back and drop, fists open, breathe out, pushing against those walls. Don't make them too light, they have to be heavy. It has to be hard work to create that space. Hold the stretch, breathe in, fist, breathe out. Breathe in, keeping the fists as close as you can to the chest. Elbows drop, fists open, connect with the walls, and breathe out. That out breath gives us the power and strength to create the space around us. Hold the stretch, breathe in, fist. Last movement. Breathe out. How small and tiny can you make yourself? Breathe in. Elbows drop when they can go no further back. Palms connect with those walls and breathe out. Really pressing, creating space around us. Hold the stretch, breathe in, and this time as you breathe out, the arms soften and gently float down. And just let the arms hang. Feet come back under the shoulders. If your fingers feel a bit fat and sausage-like or pins and needly, give them a little shake. Just loosen up. That's it. Good. And now we need to position ourselves for a bit of stalking. So you need about 6 feet in front of you, possibly another drink of water. And let's take this down so you can see my feet a bit more clearly. About there, I think, should work. Yes, I think that's about right. And I've tightened up all the nuts on the tripod, so hopefully I won't suddenly disappear and all you see is the bottom of the tripod. Right, so we can turn our back on you. There we are. So begin in the Wu Chi position, hands hanging, feet on dry earth to begin with. Really feel the support of solid, dry earth, soles of the feet being pushed against the ground. Skyhook keeping us light. Soft breathing in the belly. And from this basic standing position, now we can become those elegant, long-legged, wading water birds. Heron, egret, crane. Maybe some of you are a little bit more flamboyant and extrovert and you want to be a flamingo. Doesn't matter. But now you're standing in shallow water, cooling water, refreshing water. And you're going to move in a way that doesn't disturb the water. So just before we do the formal way of moving, just shift your weight onto one leg and let the other leg come up onto its toe. Just see how that shift of weight bearing feels. If it's a bit dodgy, when you shift your weight, don't hold it for too long. Non-weight bearing foot comes back, shift your weight over. Again, just see how it feels. See how it feels when you lift the other foot just onto the tips of the toes and then come back to the middle space. So if either side feels a little vulnerable, a little dodgy, don't put weight on it for too long. So if your left side's a bit vulnerable, it's quite a rapid movement to step out before the left side has a chance to complain. That's great. Now, quick look over my shoulder. Yeah, the camera hasn't slipped. You're still there, still moving. Good. So we start the movement. Our arms, or now we're storks, our wings reach out, come to rest on the belly. And for the sake of us all moving in the same way, let the skyhook draw your weight over onto your right foot. Left foot comes up onto its toe and take a small step out to the left. Hands push down and spread, pushing down along the line of your spine and your back leg. Back foot still on the ground, front foot flat on the ground. Puppet string draws all your weight onto the back leg. Arms just hang. Again, keep that front foot flat on the ground. Puppet string draws you forwards, all the weight on the front foot, fingers spread. And this time, as the puppet string draws you back onto the back leg, front foot comes up onto its heel, the arms make a gathering movement, and you swivel to the right and take a small step out to the right. And all the weight goes forwards onto the front foot. Fingers spread. Weight comes back onto the back leg, arms just hang soft. Breathe out as you're drawn forwards and the fingers spread. Breathe in as your arms gather, right foot swivels on its heel, step out to the left. Breathe out as your weight goes forwards. Breathe in, arms hang. Breathe out, fingers spread. Breathe in, gather, left foot on its heel, swivels, step out to the right. Breathe out, all the weight comes forwards, fingers spread. Breathe in, all the weight comes back, arms hang. Breathe out, fingers spread. Breathe in, gather, right foot on its heel, swivels, step out to the left. Breathe out. Breathe in, all the weight on the back leg, arms just hang. Breathe out, fingers spread, weight forward. Breathe in, gather, left foot swivels, step out to the right. Breathe out. Breathe in, let the arms hang. Breathe out, all the weight goes forwards. Breathe in and swivel, right foot on its heel. Step out to the left. Breathe out. All the weight forwards, fingers spread. Breathe in, let your arms hang, all the weight on the back leg. Breathe out, weight goes forwards. Breathe in and swivel on your heel, step out to the right. Breathe out. Breathe in, just hanging over the back leg. Breathe out, weight goes forwards. Breathe in and gather, right foot swivels, stepping out to the left the last time. Breathe out. And breathe in, just let the arms hang. Breathe out, all the weight forwards. And this time as you breathe in, left foot swivels as you gather, stepping out to the right for the last time. Breathe out. Fingers spread. Breathe in, arms hang. Breathe out, weight forwards. And to finish, breathe in and gather and let the feet swivel so they're now underneath your shoulders. Hands resting on the chair, on the belly. There we are. Let's just bring me up to full height. So you're now shoulder width stance, hands resting on the belly, sky hook supporting. That's it. And then that archetypal movement. We haven't been collecting chi, so this movement is 2 small circles, hands pushing down, just saying we finished. And let the arms hang. Soft breathing in the belly. Sky hook supporting. and have a really well-deserved wriggle and a fidget. Little shake of the arms, shake of the wrists. That's good. Oh, and thinking about that archetypal movement that we finished. I'm not sure what your life experience was, but when our children were little, two young boys would sometimes get into a squabble. And rather than me going into their room when they were squabbling and arguing and saying, enough, it did tend to be more of a, enough! Just so you don't think I'm always peaceful and quiet. But that was quite a long time ago.